Prestigious King of the Ring, Stone Cold Steve Austin, an incredible victory.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. Don't just get him out of the ring, get him out of the WWF. Because I've proved, son, without a shadow of a doubt, you ain't got what it takes anymore. You sit there and you thump your Bible and you say your prayers and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass.
That's great.
Welcome everybody to Juice Pro Wrestling episode 28.
A little impromptu episode.
A little spontaneous moment in the history of JP Dub. This is our first ever just kind of live shoot, if you will.
If you will. What?
You think you're Peter Quill? With me today, Big Ed the Assassin, and we're here at Big Ed's headquarters.
Yeah, the Assassin's headquarters, son.
His fortress of solitude, if you will.
If you will.
If you will.
What?
Peter Quill. And with us today, we have a very special guest. We have a gentleman by the name of Chris Bartone.
We are in the Bartone zone.
What up? What up? He's already ready and primed for the JP Dub.
Bigger, wetter, badder.
Bigger. They're real hard, real big, real stiff.
So what's going on, Chris? How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good. Just in town for a couple days.
Yeah?
Swing by to see you, see what's up.
Hell yeah. So you're in town from a couple days. Give us a little background. Where are you from?
I'm from right outside Cleveland, Ohio.
Shout out to Joe Riley.
Yeah.
He's meditated.
Baker Mayfield.
You a Browns fan?
Yeah. I'm
Nice. I love the brown and orange.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Browns guy.
The New
but I love
jerseys
the
are
colors.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh, the New
all
jerseys
brown?
are great.
Yeah.
The all brown.
All brown dog pound. They should come out, dude. Bone Thugs. You know.
Represent.
Yeah, they miss their Uncle Charles.
They do, man. They do. No,
That's cool.
awesome.
So from Cleveland, man. What are you doing out in Cleveland?
Yeah, man.
Making sure no one's sleeping?
Yeah, right? Yeah, I work for a salt mine. I work for Morton Salt. I work 2,000
Really?
feet under the Lake Erie.
2,000 feet under Lake Erie.
That's crazy, dude.
That is nuts.
Yeah,
So
man.
you do mine for salt? That's
Yeah.
what,
Yeah,
really,
we-
salt is like a mineral you mine for, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
The
it's
company
not
who-
ignorant right here.
And the company he works for is a little salty.
Yeah. And you salt them? Blessings.
Bless chicken and blessings.
Fixins.
So yeah, we decided to do this little quick impromptu. We're sitting there chatting.
It's a shoot.
Yeah, we're drinking beers, we're chatting, we're talking about wrestling, and we're like, let's get this thing plugged in.
Yeah.
And let's get this thing recorded.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there talking. We were talking a little bit about All In.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about how some of the wrestlers, you know, they kind of go to NXT and they're just there for a little bit before they kind of get their...
Before they died.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not literally, but you know, before they get called up, which is a death wish nowadays. It used to be like, man, you couldn't wait to jump at the bit to get to Raw or SmackDown. And now you got guys like Bobby Roode that have been called up, Shinsuke Nakamura you were talking about. They just get a lot. Asuka's probably the biggest. Just like, what the?
Yeah.
Just do nothing with them.
They built her up.
Ridiculous.
She had a longer streak than Goldberg.
Yep.
Yeah,
Actually did.
And then they said, fuck that!
They're like, make her drop the belt.
Yeah, make her cry, make her soft, make her go home.
Oh my God! Fuck yourselves!
Fuck you! Pinata! Hell yeah!
So, hey, I gotta tell you, I dig the intro of the Austin 3:16.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, would you agree with the statement that Stone Cold Steve Austin was the Attitude Era equivalent of Hulk Hogan.
Oh
back
yeah,
in the
I knew
day.
exactly what you were gonna say.
Yeah.
He most definitely is. But see, here's the weird thing. Even though I think he still is even more so than The Rock, but dude, The Rock and him, it's so weird. At that time, you had two Hulk Hogans. It's almost like when you had Hogan and Warrior. You had two like guys that were just on top, but you can't compare that to Stone Cold and The Rock.
Yeah.
Because those guys both just drew and sucked people in, and look where The Rock went.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold's still relevant as hell.
Nobody made more
I think
money
they
than
said,
Stone Cold.
yeah. Not even Hogan.
Nope,
Yeah.
he was the biggest moneymaker.
Yeah.
Because he had shirts with middle fingers, and they're giving middle finger styrofoams
To
out to
kids.
little kids, like
They love
drinking a cold beer with Stone Cold. What?
They loved it, dude. They
Yeah.
absolutely loved it, man. I you know what? It's funny. I know I still got it here. It's probably in the attic. I got the DX green, the green X.
Really?
I still got that, and I got the
Nice.
Stone Cold middle finger.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did we ever really talk much about Stone Cold?
Ever on the podcast? It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I was never a super huge fan back in the day because I was always strictly Hollywood for life. But I did like Stone Cold, you know, and I mean, especially nowadays because you look back and it's like, man, that was some great shit.
It was, man.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Comedic, everything.
Yeah.
He had everything.
And he was intense in his own way. He was just this guy who didn't take it. Thanks for turning off your phone there.
I know. Oh, I'm
We're
sorry.
getting live bleeps on the live. Hey, just don't get those bleeps on my sheets.
Those bleepins, bleepins and blessings.
Yeah, bleepins and blimpins. They call me Teddy Scrimpins.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Tuddy Ruxpin with the Notre Dame game in the background.
We are. Yeah, that is full disclosure. We are watching the Notre Dame Stanford game, and
We're live!
We're live, and JR's getting pissed off because Oklahoma. But yeah, dude, Austin was awesome, man. The clip when he kind of like he came into his own when it was when he beat Jake the Snake for the King of the Ring. And
you mean your father-in-law?
yeah, I know. My father-in-law looks like Jake the Snake.
He is Jake the Snake.
Shout out to Dave Kennedy.
Hey, one of these days when you see us and we say we got a meet and greet and we book Jake the Snake, you never gonna know.
Yeah. Never gonna know. But yeah, the whole when he went and did the he did the shoot, the promo. I guess that
It's
was
a shoot!
that was his what I guess would that be considered like his like
That was his moment. That was his breakthrough moment.
Yeah.
Because he was. I don't think was he Stone Cold then?
No,
Or was he
wasn't.
still the ringmaster?
He was still the ringmaster.
Yep.
That was it. And you know, Michael Hayes. Even I saw an interview
Michael
with
P.S.
Michael, I
Hayes.
love Michael P.S.
P.S.
Hayes,
Hayes.
dude. If our theme song doesn't get you and tell you that I love Michael Hayes, then you're fucking retarded. No offense to people who are retarded, you know, but we got to keep it PC, not PG. But that was I remember watching this interview and he was like, I saw right then and there when he said that, he's like, man, this guy, he's like, that's it. He's gonna be like the biggest guy.
And that's what he said. That's what Stone Cold said. What's wrong with wrestling today is they don't let them go off the cuff. They don't let them make their own stuff
Here's
up.
the thing, though. This is where I'm going to correct you, and this is what we got to correct everybody that listens to our podcast, because that's our mission statement. Is when we say that they don't, the wrestling companies as a whole. I mean, we're talking about WWE.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't. But if you watch, that's why we're here to be like, hey man, watch Impact, who are
Lucha,
straight up living in
yeah.
their own version of the Attitude Era right now, and
Right.
it's crazy the stuff they're doing.
Yep.
Or Lucha Underground, or New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know, it's like that stuff. I mean, New Japan, they just now put a rule into effect where you can't swear, I guess. Because they used to really push it on guys. Like Jericho, dude, he's wrestled a couple matches there, and he comes in, he's like, you're a fucking bitch, now you talk. You know? He's like, I'm fucking crazy. It's like, dude, like, how much more did that make you love Jericho compared to just the guy who's like, you just made the list?
Yeah, he goes from the list thing was funny though,
It
but
was,
he went
it
from
was
0
good,
to 100.
but you know,
yeah.
that's the WWE realm. It's like the Disney Mickey Mouse cookie cutter shit, you know?
Do it for the kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, dude, it's perfect example, dude. Bobby Lashley. Instead of just letting him come in and
Lavishly.
be like Bobby Lavishly,
He's
and be
lavish.
a destroyer like
Yep.
he should be, because I think he left and he proved himself in Japan and proved himself with Impact for so many years as not only a guy who was their world champion like 3 or 4 times, but while he was competing for Impact, he was doing MMA for Bellator.
Yep.
And he had like, he's 15-2 MMA.
Yeah.
And I'm still, we talked about this a few times on here, I'm still pissed that, like, okay, we're going to book these deals for Brock, but now you have Bobby too.
And
That could be a great
Bobby's
match.
got to be thinking like, why aren't they working together saying, hey man, and he's not with Bellator anymore. He's not contracted.
Nope.
Book this fight. WWE could sub-book a UFC match that would draw.
Oh yeah,
You know?
they missed a
Well, who
big
the hell am I?
opportunity.
You know?
Yep. And the thing is, I think UFC. I think
Instead, they pair him with Leo Rush. You know, little Leo Rush.
Yeah.
And it's come on, man. What the?
It's the booking and stuff like that. But back to like Stone Cold and everything like that. Dude, I gotta tell you, man, the Attitude Era, that generation of wrestling. We were talking before we clicked record. Is Chris? You said we lived through like some of the greatest eras of wrestling.
Definitely.
Like,
we're going to be living through another now because now it's the time when WWE took over WWF back in the 80s. They put a lot of territories out of business.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So like indie wrestling was kind of like, it was just dead. Everybody aspired to be with WCW, WCW, ECW, or WWF.
Where the big boys play.
yeah.
Listen to the adjective. We ain't here to play.
Yep.
But whereas nowadays with this revolution and why wrestling's getting to be big again, it's not even necessarily because of WWE, because they're drawing the lowest ratings they've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's because of independent wrestling. Guys, and even guys now are wanting to leave WWE, and they know they can go out on the independent scene and make way more money. And that's because it's fan power. Fans are sick and tired of watching bullshit.
Yep.
And the power of social media. You can be a wrestler who is an independent contractor, and now you have this tool of social media. As long as you're giving them good content and you're appearing at places, dude, the world's your oyster.
Yep.
But guys like Joey Ryan, Kenny Omega, who is the biggest, most sought-after free agent in all of pro wrestling.
Yep.
Making money to where people don't need to go to WWE anymore.
They don't. They're making a living and
they're working real hard.
real hard.
Real scam.
Yeah, real big.
That strong style.
They have more control over everything. If you're going to
Creative
travel,
control,
you
yeah.
might as well get paid for it
Yeah.
instead of that standard.
And there's even companies now like Impact. If they create a character or a name for you, you can take it now. Where they weren't doing that, and you can go finally. It wasn't like that. Remember, we were kids. You were lucky if you got like a guy like Macho Man Hulk Hogan because they were super huge. You know, obviously they own their names, but if someone else went over to WWE or WWF, they would have had to change their name. You know,
Right.
Like even Big Boss Man. Remember, it's like, well, we can't call him Big Boss Man, so it's Big Bubba. Back to Big Bubba Rogers.
Yeah, Big Bubba Rogers. Yep.
Hogan was one of the few that had more control over his he had
it written in. He
full
had
creative control, and
he had his big 24-inch
Oh,
pythons
yeah,
all
dude.
over everything.
His pythons had a separate contract.
I heard he walked into a business meeting one time, just unzipped, and all of a sudden here.
Yeah, they're like, sign him. And what did Jim Ross say?
He kicked out. He kicked out.
When Hogan went like that, and it went like this. What did Jim Ross say? To quote the Road Warriors.
He said they're real big, real hard, real stiff. I love that. I like this. That's my favorite saying. You guys can check out it was 2005, 2006 DVD. WWE put out the Road Warriors. It was like a biography. Back when they used to do a lot of those DVDs, I really enjoyed them. Like I got the Brian Pillman, the Mr. Perfect one, the Dusty Rhodes, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It would go back and tell you like their life stories, basically like a behind the music, but for wrestlers.
Yeah, you know what?
You
nailed it, dude. It was exactly was a behind the music, but for
and then
wrestling.
you get a separate disc of like their best matches, you know.
Right now you can't see it unless you get the
The network.
Yeah.
Well, or you
$9.99.
go on eBay, like you know.
And the old school ones. Yep.
Self-Destruction Ultimate Warrior. I got that as soon as they announced him coming back a couple years ago.
They don't. You can't buy that anymore unless it's used, right? Or no?
Yeah, unless it's used. No, they don't sell that shit anymore. They slander the hell out of the
you
Warrior.
might be able to find it new.
You could still find it. Like I found it on eBay, no problem. But this
But it's
was a
just
couple years ago.
they're not. It's not in production anymore.
right.
No, hell no.
And now you're never going to get that anymore because they'll just do it on the network and they don't have to make the DVDs.
What they still do with a lot of stuff, though, I mean, pay-per-views, and they still put out collections. But that's what it is now, is a lot of collections. It's not like... I think the last one I can remember was like the Scott Hall Razor's Edge, remember?
Yep.
A Razor's Edge or whatever the hell that was. That was a decent one. The Dudley Boys had a decent one.
Dudley Boys had a good one.
But then again, we're talking 2016. Eric Bischoff had a good one, too, man.
Yep.
Right.
I got the Paul Heyman one.
When's the Gold Dust one coming out? I would love to see that. I don't know if it's going to happen or
in his
not.
panties again. Remember when he was a straight up freak?
Yeah.
When Luna Vachondi's wearing all that fucked
Yeah.
up shit. Looked
Hey,
like
he
a
was-
Madonna video come to life.
He was with
Yeah.
Terry Runnels before
Yeah.
Luna, right?
Marlena.
Luna.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she was.
Marlena,
She was
yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
they have a kid together.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Him and Marlena?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
they
know
were.
that.
Yeah, they were real life married.
Dude, she was smoking hot. Okay, so 90s. Who were your top 5 favorite, like, not so much wrestlers, but just like eye candy women?
Oh, women?
Yeah.
All right. Let me take this one first. Top 5 in the 90s. 2 of them got to come from WCW. Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler.
Yep.
For sure.
Definitely.
Sable's got to be in there.
She was. I feel like she was kind of like an OG.
I kind of whipped it out a couple times to her. Dawn Marie.
Oh,
I really like
yes.
Dawn Marie. And, man, 90s, I would probably have to put Sunny.
Yeah.
She went at her prime. It's so hard to say that
She
now.
was the first person to break the internet.
Yeah.
She was the most downloaded
No.
person.
Let me retract that. I'm going to take Dawn Marie off, even though I'm going to take her off and replace her with Trish Stratus. I have to,
yeah.
dude. And shout out to the modern day Trish Stratus, who I think she's fighting Trish at the Women's Evolution pay-per-view coming up. She's, in my opinion, she's the next version of
Trish?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? She's on Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss.
Oh, Alexa Bliss, yeah.
Does she not? She's short.
From Columbus.
She's kinda
Yep. Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
From Ohio.
got, she's smoking hot, dude.
I liked
Hot damn!
yeah, for sure. I liked oh my god, Stacy Keibler and
Tori Wilson. You have to. They were
those are the top
beautiful,
2.
dude.
Those are the
Yeah.
top 2. Kelly was 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the top 2. I really liked, and I might get some flack for this, dude. I liked Francine. Like,
That's what I wanted to say when you said Dawn Marie.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Francine.
Well, Francine was cool, but man, I think she's married to Tommy Dreamer now and has kids.
where really?
Yeah. But
Really?
she always got a weird face.
She did, no, for sure, she did. But then there
Remember,
were
she
times,
looked like the ECW chicks. This is what it was in ECW. They had the hot bodies, but then they were kind of the butter faces. It was like they went to deja vu.
I think that was a work. I think that's the way they should have been. That's the way they purposely made them like that,
Right.
Because they were like more accessible.
yeah. I
Leia.
met yeah, that's right. I met Francine.
Yeah, you did
at,
with Butchman Lee.
Yep, at the ECW and at the Genesis Center. But I also liked.
So who do you got now? Dom, you got.
Okay, so I got Tori. I've got Stacy. I'll say Francine. Francine's on the list, you know.
That's
And
good
the thing is, because she's an ECW. Like when I think of female ECW, dude, Francine's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
For me, it is.
Yeah.
I liked Lita. I really did.
And by the way, we're not talking about like athleticism. We're talking about just like sexy.
Even sexy ring girl. It doesn't.
I thought we were just talking about sexy.
Yeah, sexy. But I'm just saying, they don't have to necessarily be a wrestler.
Yeah.
They could have been like a ring girl or a valet manager,
Are
whatever
you
it
gonna
is.
say Miss Elizabeth?
No.
That was on my list.
Finish your list.
And then I will have to say,
Major Guns.
I know I'll have to go with Trish.
Yeah. For
Trish was awesome back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Like, she was awesome, man. But Terry Reynolds is up there too, man.
That's one of my favorites.
Terry.
We'll see what Bartone. What do you
Yeah,
do?
Yeah,
Bartone!
man.
He's in the vagina zone.
We are in
Let's see.
Bartone zone.
Right.
Jump in!
All right, we'll go. Mine's a little different, but
He's
similar.
gonna say like
Similar.
Gold Dust.
What's wrong with that?
Adorable Adrian Adonis.
All right, I'm gonna go number 5. I'm gonna put China on there.
China, okay.
Because China, at one point, she looked
there
really
was some-
good. She was hot.
She
And I
did
like
Playboy, you know.
I like both the wrestlers and like Trish. Trish was hot.
Yeah.
And she became a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Right. So that's what China. I mean, and I got to meet her. I got to
did you
meet
really?
China. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Was
Actually, it's
was
the weirdest
was
thing.
she a massive person?
No,
too?
it was after the reality show. I met her at a strip club in Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
And she was with Mary Carey.
Was this after?
Really?
Was this
Yes.
after she became?
How do you know
a
all these porn people,
video
man?
sensation?
I don't know.
This is the way I thought for a minute I was sitting here with the Godfather. Get on that
Train.
living it easy.
It was
Was
pretty
she cool?
Oh yeah, she was amazing, dude. We got to talk to her. Me and my buddy went, big wrestling fan, and we talked to her for probably 45 minutes, like before everything happened, and we picked her brain, and he let my China let my friend body slam her. My friend got to pick her up like he was gonna body slam her, and he's such a big fan that he asked his wife if he could name his first child, the girl, after China.
Really?
Yeah.
So what did he name her? China, or did he name her?
He didn't have a girl, but he asked.
But he
his
still
wife-
named her China. What's
Well,
her middle
I think
name?
it was
China.
either Joni or
Joni
possibly
Lauer.
Yeah.
China. Yeah. So that was pretty
Wow.
cool. That was one of my that's.
It's cool. You know what's awesome about that though is like I named my 5, and realistically, that's why Francine made my list, is because I had a chance to meet her. You know,
Right.
So same
Right.
thing. China
Exactly.
made
You
her
know,
list. It's a personal story. It's awesome.
Throw another one for number 4, Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Stephanie
she's
got some
been
big-ass
in and out
titties.
for forever.
Yeah.
That whole. I mean, she
comes out at Mania with Triple H with that tight skin type biker leather or whatever.
She looks,
it's like, damn, dude.
she looks amazing.
She looked good in the 90s.
Even when she was the $1 billion princess, you know, she wore those
See,
Ford-
she's like, she's
looking-
generational.
Yeah.
And
Shout out Steph.
Yeah,
What
shout out to
up?
Stephanie McMahon
that's
for
number
sure.
4.
She's been good looking for quite some time too. So
Absolutely.
Wet 'em up.
I'll let him up.
Number 3.
Number 3. Trey
I'll go with Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Gots to.
like I said, she's that wrestler, that crossover.
And she was gorgeous. You know what though? Did you see where she came back
Yeah,
recently on Raw? She's finally starting to look. I thought she looked great forever,
right.
but she's finally starting to look like
her-
she's older, dude.
Look her age.
And I was like, damn,
And that's a killer, you know,
Hey,
because you
let
have
me
that
ask you
image
this.
Yep.
in your head of how they were,
yeah.
and then it's awesome to see them back, but at the same time we gotta, they age
Acknowledge
like
the
everybody
sags.
else.
Well, let me ask you this. I know she looks different. I know she looks older, and obviously that's a part of life. But I feel like she looks different, like structured.
No,
like,
yeah,
did
it
she-
looks
did
like she had some surgery done. I know she had kids.
Oh, I'm sure she's had work
Yeah.
done, like most
probably.
Yeah, because she there's some features that she has. It's like, listen, like those like certain features don't go away with
Right,
age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might have a sag here or there, but certain features just don't disappear.
Yeah, she kind of doesn't like. It's hard. It's really hard to see it, that it's her
She
if
kind
you
of
know
looks
who
like
she was.
she's doing that healthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
all the people are doing. Like
you go
they,
healthy, you look like
They,
shit.
they, right? they kick meat
Yeah.
and they go like vegetarian or vegan.
Kick
and
me
all
in
of
the
a
meat,
sudden,
you're gonna have a fucking problem.
I know, right? Yeah. and they I don't know. It's just all those old people that they start aging.
Not
they
enough
think,
blessings.
right.
Tori's onto that. I think Tori does all that stuff. Like she's like a
Yeah, but she looks
Like
good
oh,
still.
Tori
dude.
looks
Right,
Tori's
but
banging.
Tori almost looks better now than what she did before.
When
Yeah.
she's like, but if she's on it
super
long
fit.
enough, she's gonna start looking like
Yeah.
too many years without meat.
Can you please have a pound of bacon? please?
Yeah, or a pound of these nuts.
But so you're number 2.
Number 2. Man, this is so hard. It's a toss-up. I have 2 that I really like.
Missy Hyatt?
No.
She fucked everything.
Tara.
Oh yeah, she was also in TNA with the tarantula.
Yes, she was.
What's her name? Lisa Marie Varon.
Yes, she is. She is amazing. She's
Used to own the
sexy.
Squared Circle in Chicago.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I was thinking. I was like, I'm like trying to cycle through the Rolodex in my head. Like,
And I don't understand why they don't do. Oh man, she's still in great shape. She still looks good.
Yeah,
she's
dude,
got
she's
a world
older.
of knowledge.
Yeah.
So
I think she went back and was training people for a little bit with
right
at
at
NXT.
the Performance Center or whatever they
Yeah.
call it. Yeah, so it's like she's still one of my all-time
She
favorites.
has a booty. She was a cheerleader too for the Bucks, I think. I think she was.
Yeah, she was a
for someone.
she was a professional cheerleader,
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't remember who, but it's like her and Marlena. That's like
Yeah.
it's such a close,
Okay.
right there.
You guys are throwing out some knuckle children to Marlena.
Marlena's, oh man, she comes out to the ring in that hot outfit, smoking that cigar.
Getting that
Are you
Lewinsky
kidding
on.
me? Name
had
another
that
manager
gold.
that had that
She had sex
whatever
appeal,
she
dude.
had.
Brother love.
You know? You got me.
I love you.
But on everybody's list, number one should be, in our age demographic, should be Miss Elizabeth, hands down.
No. Okay.
She was the original.
Miss
She was
Elizabeth,
the
yeah.
OG.
Yeah.
She was. Miss Elizabeth had. You know what I liked about
But she
Miss
was
Elizabeth?
almost too wholesome, though. I'm looking at these
Yes,
women
yes.
I named as pure sex objects, and no offense, but I'm, you know.
She still, dude. When I was
She was
that
hot,
age,
but she were also as high as she was. She still reminded me of like my aunt or my mom, you know.
Yeah,
but that brings me
Miss
back
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had
Where's the
that.
snake, Elizabeth?
Yeah, she had that hotness to her where it's like she could have almost been like, you know, like one of your friend's moms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Remember
saying?
when she was NWO though?
Yeah.
She was
exactly. She started dressing in leather. She was still looked good.
Yeah.
But you want to know what? I'll tell you what though, man. Back in the 80s and 90s, man, there wasn't a woman who was more classy than Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, she was
No,
super. That's
she
what
was
it is.
class,
She's just
dude.
probably the most classy lady.
Oh yeah.
Woman in professional wrestling.
Yeah,
that's
right.
why I probably can't think of her on this list because
Even
I don't.
sensational Sherry couldn't break her.
Oh, Scary Sherry!
Sherry.
I'll tell you guys a little secret.
Yeah.
I kind of got a sweet spot for Scary Sherry.
Oh!
Blowing loads into shampoo bottles for Scary Sherry. And then reusing it.
Why are you so sticky, son? Nasty. It's nasty.
What else are you supposed to do with it?
I know, drink it. I mean, protein surprise. Hey.
But yeah, dude, that's a that's actually there. It was cool to see that there was a couple similar, and then you had a little bit of a different.
Now let me ask you guys this. Let's go into, and then I'm gonna put it once again. I'm gonna put it as, I mean, there's a lot more talented women athletes today than there ever has been.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, you know, for you women out there in the JP Woo listening, I'm not trying to shame you on whatever, because we're just talking about straight up sexual desires right now. Like, I'm listing women on their hotness. I want to talk right now, current gen.
Wrestling.
Who's your top 5 women? I'm going to start you off.
Now are you okay? So are you talking
Currently.
women wrestlers, or are you talking about like sex appeal? Same thing. Are we?
We're going to talk about, but with women wrestlers, like sex appeal.
Okay.
Who's the sexiest, like, women you think now?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Scarlett Bordeaux as
Okay.
my number 1. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan, number 2.
Yep.
I'm going to go, who's the other girl? Because Liv Morgan's the one in the Riot Squad.
Can we also include 2000s or no?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Good.
Riot's
Good.
good.
Then I'm going to go, man, I don't know, for some reason I'm just strangely attracted to Tessa Blanchard.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And then my number 1, just for the life of me, because I can't think, I'm going to have to say Maria Kanellis.
Oh, Maria was.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
she is.
Her ass, dude.
I hope
she
they
used to
do
do
something-
things when she was in ROH in New Japan, and to distract guys, she would come up from the outside and just turn around, and her butt cheeks were, dude, they would just set right on the second rope, and she would just,
What you do the walk?
yeah,
It's
right.
great.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to name one more too, because I Velvet Sky. I'm sorry. I
How
don't know where
could
that
you
went.
not put the
I definitely went
beautiful
over.
people on
And she
there?
endorses the JP Dub, so
she
shout
does.
out to Velvet Sky. I'm sorry, you're my number 1 actually.
Yeah.
So whoever had number 1, well, no, Scarlett Bordeaux is a tough one, but yeah. Let me redo this list real quick. I apologize. So Scarlett Bordeaux, Velvet Sky, Liv Morgan, Tessa Blanchard, and you know what? I'm gonna go with I'm really super hard on who's the current SmackDown Women's Champion? She's the last kicker.
Oh God, Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
Kidding me?
Love it.
God, man.
Yep.
Can you cuss?
William, yeah,
yeah.
The funniest comment I ever saw on she put on some Instagram. She put on an Instagram post.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And somebody was like, Becky Lynch, can I lick your last hole? and that was the
That guy was a
best
genius.
all-time line.
That's
I want
a
to
t-shirt.
put that on a t-shirt. That was the best.
Print money.
That's awesome, dude. Hey, we should get that made at the whatchamacallit, man. The 1 Hour Tees, ProWrestlingTees.com.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, the mystery has been solved. For the longest time, we We didn't know if Colt Cabana was running it or half owner. For what I understand, he's just been like one of the guys who's been a huge supporter of it for the longest time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So he's like,
because he's on all the billboards, he's on a lot of the advertising.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, he's just a dude like us, just trying to network, just a squirrel trying to get a nut. You know?
Just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
He was with the juice. Walking in the rain.
I would say so. My number one.
Yeah.
Dude, Kelly, dude.
Fuck!
Dude.
You can't do in this modern era. You can't do a 5 list. So we apologize to anyone who didn't make the list.
Yeah. Kelly, I thought Kelly was just, dude. She was my number one,
she's
of all
so
time,
hot.
dude. Like of all time. I like Kelly. Velvet Sky.
Yeah.
I think
who's the other blonde that was? Oh wait, no, Kelly. There was another blonde that
Michelle McCool.
The Undertaker's wife.
Yeah.
Another blonde though. She was in TNA for a little bit. She was in that movie where Will Ferrell hit her in the face with a basketball. Remember the cheerleader?
Yeah.
What's her name? She was the crazy girl. She was in the ECW. When they brought ECW back, and
why can't I?
She was with Kelly, I think, because it wasn't Kelly like the. Or wait, Kelly was a stripper girl.
Yeah.
But she was a part of the Dollhouse when Billy Corgan was doing TNA. Remember the blonde chick? She had some really good matches with Gail Kim in Impact. Super hot, dude. Super smoking hot blonde. There's too many of them in wrestling.
Was it?
That's gonna bother me, dude.
You know who was hot? I wouldn't say she's on my list, but Ashley. Remember Ashley?
She doesn't look good anymore. She looks weird.
Well, it's crazy because she was like
surgery, dude.
Well, no, she was at the top of the food chain for the long. Well, at least
she
for
did
a quick
Playboy. Ashley Mazzaro.
Yep.
Yeah, she did Playboy too.
Yep. So I'll say okay. So I've got Kelly, Velvet Sky. Oh my God, the one girl. You remember? You said she like set her ass on the ropes. Maria Kanellis. Yep. So I got 3 right there. I really think Becky Lynch is hot, I also think that Mickie James is hot, dude.
Yeah, I've been waiting. I was like, I hope nobody says it.
Yeah.
Did you see that video I posted in the JP Woo?
Yeah,
it was her.
You know what?
She started off in TNA, dude.
Yeah, she's changed a lot. You know,
and pornography.
Yeah. She's changed a lot over. Yeah, right.
We're all we love it. Wet 'em
up. Mickie James, I think, was awesome because of the fact that I like the fact that Mickie James was hot, but she wasn't like supermodel.
She was your girl next door,
smoke.
But she was jacked too.
Yeah.
You know,
she's super athletic.
She could wrestle.
You know, and you know what was it? People would give her shit for like being a little thick, dude. I thought she had a great body.
You know, that whole Mickie James shit.
That was the big thing. Is they told her to lose weight. I'm
trying to body shame her.
That's crazy.
Never hot shamed Scarlett Bordeaux, by the way.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Scarlett Bordeaux's hot.
She's the best, the hottest right now.
She is the hottest, man.
Her character's the shit too, dude. It's just all about being sexy, dude.
Yeah,
she's cool.
She is. Man.
I love that theme music, and she's got everything the smoke show, all that, dude. She's a complete package, man.
Everything.
And she really can wrestle, dude.
Right.
So once she finally debuts fully on Impact, you guys will see.
Yeah. So who do you got?
Well, let's see. If the beautiful people, man, they got to be on the list. I'm a huge, but I like Angelina Love better than Velvet Sky.
Really?
Yeah.
She was hot, but dude, she looks so anorexic sometimes.
Yeah, she was thin, but she was like built.
Yep.
She's married to one of the Wolves.
Yeah.
She's a good wrestler too. She's married to Davey Richards.
Yeah, one of the Wolves. Yeah, right. I just love her in Velvet. I get to meet them too. I've met a ton of them.
I've seen them wrestle live. I've never met them though.
Yeah, the TNA live events, the old TNA live
London.
events were the hands down the best.
Yeah. Dude, I'm still kicking myself in the ass to this day because remember that one we went to when Durs and all the kids were little?
Yeah, yep.
You could have paid $20 to get in the fucking center of the ring and take pictures with AJ Styles,
right?
Dude.
Yeah. My kid did.
Yep.
He's got.
He was fighting Christopher Daniels then.
If you go on YouTube, at a TNA event. My son, he was like.
The
6
giant?
or 7 years old. Yeah, the giant now.
Now he's
6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
He went in the ring with Mr. Anderson.
Yeah,
and Mr. Anderson had the microphone up in the air.
Nice.
And he lowered it down, and my son did his entrance.
That's
From
awesome.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my God, it was amazing. I mean, He had a mohawk.
That's on
He was
YouTube?
like, it's on YouTube.
Posted in the JP Wu.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It
I
is
got a
the
picture
coolest
of him
thing.
choking Durs.
Yeah, I got one where he's choking.
He's wearing the
Cameron.
Green Bay hat.
Yeah, he's choking Cameron, and he's choking Ariana
Yeah,
too.
yeah. He
you know?
liked choking children.
It was.
Can we call the cops?
So
Hide your kids. Bring your
to
kids.
get back to my 5.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go Velvet Sky at 5 and Angelina Love at 4. That's just how I like it.
That's how you roll.
What about Gail Kim?
Yeah,
Gail
she's
Kim's-
and
yeah.
Because she's still
one of those ones that got super sexy
Right.
as she ages.
and
dude.
I love
She's
her.
married to Robert
She's so
Irvine,
different.
Super
Right.
Chef. Love his protein bars. They're the best. Yeah.
She just had a great look. She was a great wrestler. The one who was going flip
And
flopping
she's
back
Canadian.
and forth. Yeah, right. And that's just one of my
Yeah, she's
favorites
super
right there.
sexy.
What about AJ Lee?
I never found her really
I
attractive.
forgot about her.
I never found her attractive.
I found her
I like
smoking
AJ
hot.
Lee.
She
Right.
kind of reminds me of like another like kind of girl
Girl
next door that shops at
That
Hot Topic.
sucks, dude.
Right, exactly.
I almost have to drop somebody off my list because I liked AJ. I forgot about AJ.
Like I
man.
said, nowadays you can't have 5. We should hit like 10.
It's too hard. You should just talk about how awesome they all are.
Yeah.
And in all their eras,
Yeah.
they each have their own eras.
Yeah.
And some transcend through the eras. But then after that, I'd probably go, oh man, Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
And Alexa Bliss.
Oh
Those
yeah,
are
did I not?
two right there.
Did I not put Alexa?
You didn't
on
say
there?
Alexa.
No, nobody
Yeah,
said
I
Alexa
love
Bliss.
Alexa
And she just
Bliss.
she's perfect.
Yeah,
if
she
she
is
was like
perfect.
a little bit bigger and like a little more jacked.
Small though, I want to see it bounce, dude. That ass bouncing, dude. We're being inappropriate on the way.
Warning, explicit content on Juice Pro Wrestling. We talk about titties and ass.
Ass, titties, ass, titties, big titty bitches, just shaking that shit.
Juice knows best.
Juice knows best, brother. Let's go.
So okay, so you've got AJ.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, beautiful people.
All right.
AJ,
Gail Kim.
Gail Kim, Alexa. Are you
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss,
Becky
Lynch.
Lynch, that's a coin toss. Well,
God, it's hard. I'll tell you
That
what.
orange hair just
I'll tell you
really
what. Can
gets
we
me,
just
dude.
put the beautiful people at 5?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Lump 'em, yeah,
All right. And then I'll put
Yeah.
Becky Lynch at 2
Yeah.
and Alexa Bliss
There you
at
go.
1. She's the
We can do
new
it.
trendsetter.
Yeah.
I love her when that ECW shirt. You seen that picture she took? She was doing like cosplay, like of Tommy Dreamer or something. She's just like standing there looking tough, wearing an ECW shirt with a kendo stick or something.
That's awesome. Dude, not to get off subject, but we took a kendo stick to the Genesis Center when ECW was back.
Where
in
the
day.
hell did you get a kendo stick?
JR made it. JR made
That
it.
boy is so creative.
He-
Shout out to Butchman Lee.
He ended up doing what was it? He bought the tiki torches, the actual tiki.
Oh shit!
And then
yeah.
soaked. We
That's the
he,
white power torch.
great.
he soaked them in the tub to get them a little, and then again he split them, and then it was you tape the top with this is white athletic tape,
Right. That's
and
all
then
it is.
and then
Yeah.
the bottom white athletic tape. That was it, So I was like, that's pretty cool. But again, they were smaller, so they weren't like the actual size. They're probably like 3/4 size kendo sticks, but that's still.
Did they use them?
I don't know, man. I don't think they did. They took them. We couldn't take them in there with us. Like they kept.
Because they're like in Gary, they're doing checks.
Yeah.
Hey man, don't you know ECW's in town?
Yeah, they were just like, no, we'll take these. Make sure you give it to them. Okay, and I'm sure as soon as we left, they just kind of threw them in the trash.
Oh yeah.
But I seen New Jack stab somebody in the forehead with a fork.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so, I mean,
Today?
Yes, today.
He still does it.
No, no,
He's retired. His last match, I think, was against Necro Butcher a few years back.
Yeah, but I think he does it just to do it. Like when he's not on TV, when he's not wrestling,
Well,
he's
he
just
does it. He doesn't do
nuts.
it just to do it. He ain't for the love of the game. You watch a lot of shoots with New Jack. He just wants to get paid.
That's it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, he likes wrestling. I mean, New Jack dates back to old Memphis wrestling, dude. Like Jerry Lawler's
Yeah,
territory.
people don't know he's
Yeah.
older. Yeah.
He's
Oh,
an old
yeah.
school dude. You know what? Is he's
kill
actually
him, motherfucker.
he's not a terrible wrestler by any means. He just just got his. I mean, he's just known as like a hardcore dude. You
Right,
know?
yeah.
So,
He's a brawler, dude. He's a
Yeah.
fucking brawler.
His
He
gimmick
kills
fits.
people and stabs people, and I like it. And uses a staple gun, dude.
Yep. Hey, so real quick, I totally don't want to bring the mood down, but I do want to give a shout out real quick, and I want to take a quick little toast. So, my Uncle Gene passed away this past week. My Uncle Gene, back in the day when I was a little dude, my Uncle Gene would always get the wrestling pay-per-views. So he'd always got the big four. He'd get Royal Rumble, he'd get WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. And he would call my mom up and be like, "Hey, I got a tape for Edward, you know."
Yeah.
Tape for it, you know? And dude, we would go, and I would go there. I kid you not, dude. I still got some of the tapes, and
Dude, I think you gave me one of a WrestleMania 8 because that was the one I went to.
Yeah, you went to, yeah.
the Hoosier Dome.
Yeah, so that's courtesy.
I still have that.
If you still got it, that's courtesy of my Uncle Gene.
Hell
man.
yeah!
Wow.
So,
shout out to
hey,
Mean Gene.
Yeah, here's
Shout
my
out.
Uncle Gene.
Rest
Cheers.
in peace.
Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
And
Rest in power.
Yeah, have a chit chat with some wrestlers that have gone before us, and cheers to you. Rest in
Power and
peace.
glory.
Yep.
Salute.
But I did want to give a little shout out because I'm telling you right now, I feel like he helped feed the helped feed the monster
Dude,
when I was a kid, man. I loved it because you had to think about it. I had no access to you had Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
That's all you got to see.
Or Saturday morning.
Pay-per-view wasn't even that huge. Like, you had to have certain things to even get pay-per-view.
Cheater boxes, dude. I remember cheater boxes.
back in the
I
day.
love those stories, though. It's so great, especially with guys our age, and it still happens to this day. Of like, say, like your parents or your grandparents or whoever, just a family member showing you wrestling and spending that quality time with them, and how good at times, and even when we were teenagers doing the same shit.
Absolutely.
Dude, those are great fucking memories. And all you're doing is sitting there and watching wrestling, but dude, you will remember that shit till the day you die.
Dude,
you're with your buddies having a good time. You were super entertained. You believed in something. You believed in what you were watching. And it's great. There's nothing like it, dude, as far as entertainment goes. There really isn't. It's a TV show. It's a movie. It's football. It's soccer. It's whatever. It's any sport all wrapped up into one, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Cheers to the family, you know, whether it's the parents, the grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, you know, that would take us. My mom's friend Kathy, remember? She was dating the one dude.
From the
Rod,
school,
Rod Bell.
Yeah, right, yeah. Remember we went to that event?
Yeah.
We got Super RVD 420 outside.
Dude, we ended up going there, and she took us to a lot of those events. I remember she took me to a few Monday Night Raws because she got really big into wrestling when she was dating that dude.
Yeah.
My dad, when I was growing up, my dad and my grandparents, or my dad and my grandpa, you know, my mom and stuff like that. My grandmother really didn't get into it. Like my grandmother didn't. She liked
this is fake.
No, she liked Hulk Hogan.
Oh
yeah, she liked Hulk Hogan.
How could you not?
But like that was it. Like, I mean, that was the extent of it. My mom, a little bit, but my dad liked wrestling. My Uncle Bob liked wrestling. My grandpa liked wrestling, and so I remember going to a lot of events at the Civic Center, and I remember going to events at the Valpo,
VU.
the VU, Valpo University.
I saw Undertaker versus Ultimate Warrior there in a body bag match.
Yep.
As a kid.
Yep. One of the first dates I took Denise on when we first, because I'm a romance guy. Right? So I'm a
We're gonna go see some wrestling.
Wrestling is romance.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Make sure you wear your nice jeans tonight because we're gonna go watch wrestling.
Where's the snake?
Yeah. And we and like I said, we had a chance to see a lot of that stuff growing up, and it was cool, you know. And here's the way I look at it: is back in the day, I had a chance to see Hogan wrestle at VU, and
nice.
It was only once. It was only once.
He was a rare guy on house shows.
Yeah, I was a little.
The garden, you know.
Ever saw him?
I was a little kid, dude. I was like even to the point where it's vaguely remembered, you know.
Yeah.
And it was during that time.
Dude, that's the crucial point. That motherfucker was in your head, wasn't he? Because I know when I was that young and I saw
saying
Hogan,
your prayers,
I was like,
eating your vitamins.
Oh, yeah,
I'm doing everything he says.
yeah.
And
you
you
can't
know-
even describe it. You just were on board, you know.
Right.
And I remember too going to a house show, and it was remember the Boss Man Mountie rivalry?
Oh yeah.
And like I remember getting pissed and like getting freaked out because the Mountie had the electric stick.
Yeah.
It was like this.
The cattle prod.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that
had
was
that,
great.
and like he would hit, and you could even hear it over the mic, over the speakers.
I think that's where Scott Hall stole that from the N. Goldberg streak.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean that was really cool. Warrior, seeing Warrior there. I seen Bret Hart. I remember, man. I wish I still had him. I had the Bret Hitman Hart.
The sunglasses.
I had the pink sunglasses.
Yeah,
it was like
those,
it was like
from
the
a live
rubber.
event. Yeah, I bet those were so cool,
Oh, they
dude.
were the coolest,
If you had
man.
those fuckers as a kid, you were the shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
it was like the equivalent almost of the when Mysterio was real popular. You know how
Yeah.
everybody had the Mysterio mask.
Yeah.
What about the Road Warriors?
Yes.
Shoulder pads?
dude.
Dude, we were the Road Warriors for Halloween.
Yeah,
And the
dude.
spikes. Oh man, it was the best.
Road Warriors are my favorite tag team, man.
Yeah, you see, it's funny because we always have. I don't dislike the Road Warriors. I think they're one of the greatest.
I liked them
However,
better as a
Dudley.
Legion of Doom.
The Legion. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I liked them better as that. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I liked the. I think the red and black was cooler.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the red and black was way
Yeah.
cooler. However, my favorite tag team, dude, it's the Dudley Boys, man. Like, I'm a huge ECW
Yeah.
guy. So the
Nothing wrong
Dudley
with that.
Boys, it was just.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean,
they
I
were
could argue
awesome.
like statistically they probably are the better tag team now because they stuck it out longer. They won. They followed in the footsteps of the Road Warriors though, because for a long time the Road Warriors were the only guys you could say that ever were world champions in NWA, AWA, WCW, ECW,
Everywhere. they went.
WWF, and all the major shit.
Right.
And now the Dudleys have kind of done that in more places. It's kind of
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. I'll tell you what though, man. You know who's a damn good tag team was the Hardy Boys, man.
Yeah.
They were
I
great.
liked them because they were high. The thing I liked about the Dudleys.
Matt's retiring
Yeah.
supposedly now too.
Do you think is it like he's really retiring, or is it one of those like Ric Flair retirements?
I don't. Well, I know his like straight up his hips like fusing with his back or something like that. Like there's
all
some
those
shit like
all
that.
those bumps, but I think
Yeah.
they just killed his momentum.
Yep.
They
They-
did.
they
They
killed
went
his
from the broken
character.
universe, and they didn't really let him take control and do this shit.
They, as much as I loved when the Hardy Boys came back, if they would have just shelved that,
And went broken, dude.
and they would have came in as broken.
Yeah.
He could have took the belt,
Well,
and
they
I mean
couldn't,
it
though,
would have
at
been
first.
like must see
At first they
TV.
couldn't because Impact was at the time they were suing.
Right?
you
Yeah,
know.
they were still
But
in
once
that.
they let that shit go, they just should have ignored everything. And said, "Okay, go hard. We're gonna make it so you're broken." And then Vince wants to own it, so it has to
Right.
be woken.
So now it has to be
because
woken.
he doesn't own Broken Universe.
And then they tell
that's
you
Matt
what to
Hardy.
say, and they tell you what to do, and that just.
But I also heard that they're going to be filming his family for some stuff for the network. Now, if he can't wrestle anymore, I think that could be something really cool. He can still do, like, final deletion type shit.
Right, that could
and
be a
film
cool
that
reality
shit.
show on the
Exactly,
network.
dude.
That would be
Exactly.
awesome.
I'm actually like, hey, I'm all for that. That's what, other than some of the other shit they got going on there.
But that's also Vince's problem. Once something, if he didn't create it,
Yeah.
and it comes, if it comes over, and as over as it could be, or as much money he could make off of it, it wasn't his creation.
The only person
And
he
Vince
hasn't
has
done
the
that
ego,
to is
man.
AJ Styles.
Yep.
For whatever reason, and he's one
Right.
of the only guys who have lucked out from that. Samoa Joe kind of too, but Joe's only major thing is like, okay, he was NXT champion. He did have that program with Lesnar where he was made to look dominant over Lesnar.
Yes, he was.
And but he still didn't get no strap. He's fought AJ now, and he's not going to get a strap. Who knows what's
I don't
going
even
on?
call it WWE anymore. It's a little TNA.
Yeah, they have everybody.
Everybody. The
People
matches
didn't
they could
TNA
recreate.
have their roster from 10 years ago.
Exactly.
The last pay per view that we what was the last pay per view? Hell in a Cell.
WWE, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the last pay per view, and literally the past couple pay per views, the absolute best matches have been AJ and
Joe.
and Joe.
Yeah, still.
I mean,
Imagine if they were on indies, though, the guys they could be matched up with.
Yeah.
Because WWE won't do that.
Yeah,
and
they
that's
won't
a
let 'em.
downfall
They
too.
won't let 'em.
That's
They
a
wanna
downfall
book.
too, and I'll bring it up because I'm a CM Punk fan.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Punk did the pipe bomb and said,
He debuted with Mickey James in a dark show.
Who?
Because I had to bring that little bit of knowledge because we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
CM Punk. when he first debuted, it wasn't televised. It was a WWE dark match. I think maybe it was SmackDown or Raw dark match, but the original plan was for him to be paired with Mickie James, and there's photos and shit of it. She just tweeted about it. That's how I became aware of it.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, she's like, who knows what would have happened if they would have kept this, but that's how we...
Yeah.
And she looked hot, dude.
Yeah, Mickie James, yeah, for sure.
I like CM Punk in TNA. As one of Raven's lackeys.
Yeah.
That was great.
It was one of those things, dude, where when CM Punk did the pipe bomb and he said that, Vince McMahon is a millionaire who should be a billionaire, but he surrounds himself with like glad-handing like yes men.
Yes.
Dude, it's 100% true because of the fact that...
Like Glenn Danzig.
Yeah. It's 100% true because of the fact that Vince, like you said earlier, if he didn't create it, he's got such an ego that nothing else can go over unless it was his creation.
Right.
And All In just fucking shut that down.
How about the biggest smack in the face to me recently, in recent memory, is when Sting came back and they couldn't let Hunter lose to him.
Oh yeah.
That was the most ridiculous. What is?
And what sense
there's nothing to gain.
NWO and the DX to come
right.
out. Scott Hall's got a fucking pacemaker.
It was cool. It was cool. I liked it to see it.
Yeah, but when you think about it, it didn't resonate. It was just like, okay, it was cool right then and there because you're experiencing that as an old school fan. That's nostalgia.
To me, it is such a build up, such the hype.
And
Sting, the only guy, and you could have killed him after that, but. Don't let him lose that match.
Well, even then, book him in that same position, but have him lose to Taker.
Right. Or something like that, which everybody would want.
I would have accepted that.
If you're going to bring Undertaker's old ass out still, which it kills me because he was one of the greats.
He's going to be like 4 or 5 times he's wrestled this year.
The first time he fought Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, that should have been his last match.
Yeah. And then they did again, and then he fought Triple H
twice,
2 or 3 times.
It's ridiculous.
And now they're talking about HBK's coming back.
Yeah,
the guy who always said, "I'm staying retired," but he's going to come back to fight Taker.
But here's the thing:
book him versus AJ Styles. AJ wanted that,
right? Or how about throw Bobby Roode in there?
Yeah,
I mean that was my God.
Let these guys get a rub. Don't book it with a guy who's already well beyond being established. Let these guys, dude. AJ Styles is great, and he will go down as one of the best ever. But if he was to get a win over Shawn Michaels right now, that would, in my opinion, solidify him as. You are definitely the legit best of the last 15 years.
Pound for pound, who's better in the last few years? Who's better than AJ Styles as a wrestler?
Kenny Omega would be my only thing.
He would be close. Yeah. He would be close. But you look at body of work from top to bottom from where he was.
AJ's got more. He's been around longer. He's done more. He was the face of TNA, dude.
Absolutely. And I was so afraid when he came to WWE. I was like, they're going to do all the TNA guys wrong. That's what they're just going to drag him through the mud.
I thought so too. But he's the only one who hasn't been.
It was a unique time, though. I think they kind of had to do it with the way it worked out and people getting injured. It was kind of like
injury ratings play a hand, and they're like, okay, well, we have to bring, because it used to be we're just going to use our own guys,
right? And
it was just, dude, they had some of the worst characters ever. And even when they do come up with guys who are great, like Bray Wyatt or. Fuck, even who's
they kill him.
Elias.
They kill your gimmick, or they kill your momentum.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's for what?
Yeah.
To give him momentum in another half a year?
It's so hard to watch. That's why I really only try to catch them on YouTube clips.
I do too.
And I will try to watch, like New Japan's putting on this pay-per-view on Sunday called what is it? Fighting Spirit. And dude, they have a hell of a card built up for it, and it's all guys that I want to see. All these dudes that have been ROH All In, the Kenny Omegas, the Marty Scurlls, the Cody Rhodes, all these guys, the Young Bucks.
It's a shame that you have the Machine, which is the WWE, and you have all these great wrestlers, and you have all these time slots and all these hours where you could be mixing it up.
They are what WCW was, except somehow more organized.
And they just push them off. You have so much talent, so many different ways you could go.
So little talent,
and it sucks that they have to leave to get their worth back up or whatever to show what they're missing. and to come back, and they just never get that. It was like too much time had passed, and now WWE has to bring them back as like a okay now
jobbers. Like
we got you now. Now you're super huge on the Indies, and I hate the Indies.
Yeah.
So you're gonna come in and job to everybody, or we might give you a match to where you go over, and then we're just gonna snuff you out.
Yeah, I really can't even. Yeah, it's racking our brain trying to find reasoning in their booking and their agenda anymore.
It's almost like they get pissed if you go over and you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, it's
Damien Sandow, amazing. Yep, they killed him.
And then he went to TNA, and then he's retired, I think now, or what? I don't know what the hell he's doing.
He's basically out
Sandow
of a job.
was the dude who was Miz's right hand.
Yeah, Mizdow. That was hilarious.
I liked it because he was going over, getting over more.
Right, and that really pissed Miz off. Like in the back,
politics.
I mean, it was.
Don't want to talk about politics.
Yeah,
Shot the Mexican.
You want to know what though?
What?
How we had a top 5 list and everything like that. Mrs. Old Lady, dude.
Maurice.
I forgot, man.
What about?
I love Maurice.
What about Lana?
Yeah.
Rusev's woman.
Lana. Yeah.
Machka.
Ravishing Russian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like Lana, but I'll tell you what, Maurice right when Maurice first debuted.
Yeah. Dude, she's speaking that French shit.
The accent is crazy.
Yeah.
Miz got her pregnant. Hey, here's to you, Miz.
Yeah,
I'll be pumping those in it too.
Wet 'em up. Wet 'em up. Wet 'em up. That's awesome.
He obviously did.
So I gotta tell you what, man, this was a pretty badass experience.
Yeah.
Like this was completely off the cusp. It was literally we're sitting around bullshitting, having a beer. My boy Chris Bartone, it's been a couple years since I've seen him.
Thank you very much for having me. This is amazing. This is great. Thank you.
And I thought it was just awesome. Like it was like I don't know. It was one of those things. Like, dude, let's plug in. Like we
should have plugged in a couple hours ago.
I know that's the thing.
You shouldn't have done anything. You should have just plugged it in without any of us knowing, and just let us just talk.
I'm trying to think of somebody I just heard that does like shit like that with their podcast, and they're big and successful. But I mean that's the formula for great conversation is because we start talking. And it's like, okay, like, I'm sorry, I hate cutting people off. But, like, when I have guests on, sometimes we'll start talking beforehand. It's like, dude, just not to be a dick, but wait till we get on. But and then sometimes some people lose it, and you got to kind of draw it back out of them. But it was really good, like.
It was fun.
We hit the button, we said record, and we fucking busted down some toes!
Absolutely, man. It was awesome. So, where can people follow us?
Dude, we're all over all of social media. First, we're gonna.
You're giving them all those blessings.
Social. I tried to say, but it didn't come out right. Social mania.
Because what you gonna do when the JB Tub runs wild?
Hashtag social media.
Hashtag bigger, wetter, badder. But no, seriously, you guys can find me on Instagram at Juice Pro Wrestling. On Twitter, you can interact at JPW Podcast. We're on Facebook at Juice Pro Wrestling. And we also have the group, the JP Woo.
Yep.
What is that, you might ask? Well, it's the Juice Pro Wrestling universe. Where you can
Juice Pro
interact
Wrestling.
and act like a fool if you really want to do any of that.
Hey, you know what I think real quick? I think anybody who's listening to this that's on the JP Woo, if you've got a picture of a wrestler that you've met, or if you got like a family. So Chris, you said your son.
Yeah, my son. I will definitely get that clip.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So his son. Go ahead, tell us real quick. Your son. Who did he meet?
Mr. Anderson.
And what did he do?
Oh, he did his entrance. It was amazing. It was great. He was, it was when he was fighting the Pope.
Oh, yeah. I like the Pope.
My son had, he had I can't remember what shirt he had on. It was a wrestling shirt.
Oh, is it the asshole shirt?
No, Mr. Anderson gave him the shirt that he was wearing.
Oh, that's bad.
Wrestling is real.
Awesome.
People are fake.
People are fake.
That's a great T-shirt. I fucking love that T-shirt.
And he's still got it. It's still hanging up in his closet.
Nice.
It's like the coolest thing he has.
Yeah.
But he had Pope glasses on.
Oh, those are cool.
And he had a wrestling shirt. I don't know if it was an RVD shirt.
RVD.
I think it was an RVD shirt.
Yeah.
And my son got in the ring. And he was like, he looked at him, and he took his glasses off of him and put them on, and he started doing a little dance.
Who, Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, Mr. Anderson did it.
Nice.
It was great. It was such a good time. But that's why the TNA live events, I mean, you got to meet everybody.
Yeah. They're really cool with their interaction. And speaking of interacting, why don't you fools out there in the JP Woo, you bastaches, why don't you give us a call, leave a voicemail, let us know what you think, what you don't think, at 1-872-267-4199. Once again, that's
872
267
41
90.
9.
Yeah! Call us and leave us a message.
You know what? You could call us and say, holler, if you hear me.
Yeah, if you call, you might get Mean Gene. Welcome to the What the Hell? There was something else I wanted to bring up to you guys real quick. They're listening. Ed, I want to do a giveaway here soon.
Did you just say giveaway?
I did say giveaway.
What are we giving away?
We're giving away
blessings?
some Funko vinyl pop figures, WWE ones. Legends too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Guys, and I'll give you guys a hint on who it is, even though I've already kind of posted on Twitter. So if you've caught that tweet and you remember, kudos to you, but I doubt you did. So I'm gonna lay it down on you now. Let me tell you something, dummy. Yeah, little Eli Drake for you.
Drake.
Two of these guys were revived by the one and only DD Scum, Diamond Dallas Page.
Diamond Dallas Scum. I like Diamond Dallas
Did you
Page.
guys do
I like
DDP
it too.
yoga?
No, I really want to try it.
Oh my god, I bought it twice.
Are you serious?
Really? Yeah, I've got my grandmother, my mother, everybody doing. My grandfather before he
It
passed.
sounds like DDP's paying him.
It is.
It's not
I wish he was, but
Yeah.
he's got all the everybody backstage. He's got it down at the performance center.
Yeah.
They're all doing
So
it. He's
Ravens
But
just
it's
now starting off.
working. But it's working for these people.
Yeah.
It's AJ Styles, Chris
Jericho,
Jericho would have been
Foley.
done. He would have been done.
The latest on YouTube now, they just started a YouTube video series with Raven. It's like we can rebuild him and make him better. You know, Raven's all tore up from drug abuse and just, injuries. But yeah, this giveaway I want to do, it's going to be for a couple of vinyl pop figures. And all I can say right now at the moment is they are graduates of the house of DDP. So they are probably the two most famous ones. It's a pretty easy guess.
Yeah, it is.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I know, that's going to be really cool. So,
Hey, yo, where's the snake?
so you're going to give them away. How are you going to give them away? What's
Give
the
it away now. I don't know yet. I got to think about that. What do you guys think? I'd like to know. What's your input? What kind of contest would you want to see? Would you want to do a poll, or could we do it the traditional way where, hey, I want some subscribers, I want some viewers, I want some people leaving comments. So maybe that's how I'll
those
tempt
likes
you guys
and comments.
in.
You like all those blessings.
I like all those blessings. Throw the fucking blessings all over my chest and stomach right now. I want them everywhere.
That's what that white stuff is. Over.
Those are
You
dripping.
got it.
Those are dripping.
Those are drippings and trimmings.
I think you know what I think you should do. I think you should do a once you hit a X amount of number of followers or subscribers or something like that. I think that's what you should do. I think you should do if you've got two figures to give away. I think you need to do one when the group hits a certain amount of number or a certain amount of members, and then I think you should do another one either when the JP Dub Facebook page gets so many likes,
Right.
or when you get so many X amount of subscribers on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
we're going to figure it out soon. But you guys love free shit. Everybody out there loves free shit, right?
Free stuff, yeah. Hey,
Feed me, Seymour.
you got the JP Dub pins.
Oh, and that's the other thing. I got the pins. I got the buttons, whatever you want to call them. I don't even know what to call them. I was calling pins, too.
I better leave with some swag.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
oh,
You might get a magnet, too. There's still some of those lurking around.
You're gonna
I still got a couple die-cut stickers left. But, yeah, we got some JP Dub pins. We got all kinds of shit, and we got some T-shirt ideas in the works. Hopefully, one day, shout out to Pro Wrestling Tees, we can get that hookup going. Chicago, you ain't too far away. Also, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Shane Merrill. He's a guy that likes to book Handsome Prick out in Chicago. He does a lot of booking out at Reggie's and Cobra Lounge, various places in the city. He's got some big things coming up, and we might be in together on a little project soon, but that's all I can say for right now.
Oh, dig it! Ooh,
Yeah. But we want to give you guys out here in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland something to do. All you wrestling fans, like We want to give you shit. We want to interact with you. We want to have a good time. We want to build a great wrestling community on social media, in real life, because, hey, LMIRL, let's meet in real life. I didn't want, that wasn't a Chris Hansen thing either. I didn't mean it like that.
Hey, why don't you just come take a seat?
I didn't know you guys were on Grindr too.
Shit! Why don't you just come take a seat?
Yeah, why don't you just sample some chicken and blessings? Did you bring it drippings?
So, dude, that's awesome. I think there's a lot of good stuff that's going on with the JP Dub.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot here. There's a lot more to come. There's a lot on the horizon, So, you guys, just thank you for tuning in. I'd like to thank everybody, all our new subscribers on Twitter. Those are flooding in like crazy every day. Thank you guys so much. Please go like and subscribe. We like to have fun. We think you guys like to have fun. We think it resonates.
Have fun with us.
Yeah, have fun with us. Take your clothes off. Anything you can do anything.
And so with that being said,
hey, I guess it's time. What time is it?
It's time.
It's time. It's wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up.
You gonna do sex to me?